The track too tough to tame. Drivers better not worry about other cars, because the virtual Lady in Black will get the best of you. Tonight, we turn back the clock and go old school, where the past meets the present. It's the eNASCAR Pro Invitational iRacing Series in Darlington, here on FS1.
Something old, NASCAR's oldest super speedway. Something new, NASCAR's next-gen car. And they all come together for your entertainment tonight here on FS1. Wow, this is going to be a lot of fun, and we've got a lot to unpack. Mike Joy, Jeff Gordon with you, a couple of stars in studio, and many more on their sims at home, ready to race the next generation NASCAR Cup car that was unveiled today. Ford, Chevrolet, and Toyota and NASCAR with a big presentation and so much. Aluminum suspension components, center lock wheels, independent rear suspension, 5-speed sequential gearboxes, and on and on and on. This isn't just a new shape of things to come, Jeff. This is a whole new race car.
It really is. This is the future, and I'm excited about this. I think, you know, there's going to be so many new components that the drivers are going to have to adapt to and learn. But, of course, we're still at Darlington, one of the toughest racetracks out there. This track was designed to run about 100 miles per hour. Tonight, over 170 miles per hour, especially with these next-gen cars. So drivers are going to have to be on their toes, stay out of the wall. You still have to find a way to get that car in one piece to the finish if you're going to finish first. But to see it happen with a car that I love the way this car looks, the design is beautiful, but how is it going to drive? How's it going to react? And I can't wait for next year to see how these teams are going to work on these race cars, because all the engineering that's gone into it, it's going to take a lot of engineering to figure them out.
And so much to look forward to. But let's look back with Stock Car Racing's all-time winner to give tonight's command.
Drivers, start your engines.
Crank them up, Hank, crank them up. Slide it off. I know, but you can start it up when you're ready.
So the King, Richard Petty, has blessed the proceedings. And here's the way they'll start with Earnhardt Jr. and Hamlin on the front row. Some veteran iRacers, Alfredo and Byron, Christopher Bell, and Kansas winner Kyle Busch.
Yeah, what a lineup we've got here tonight. And there's Chase Briscoe, Matt DiBenedetto, Timmy Hill. Of course, we figure he's going to be coming to the front. And these guys that know how to run the wall, Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson.
Brad Keselowski, the Talladega iRacing winner there with Truex.
And, of course, we're going to be looking at some of these throwback paint schemes. There's Joey Logano. Joey starting in the 12th row.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. Of course, we talked to Kevin Harvick earlier on the hub, starting in row 13. And Bobby Labonte.
Jesse Iwuji, fan vote winner, second race in a row in the field there.
And rounding out the field, Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, and Daniel Suarez.
So as we get ready to race in virtual Darlington, Larry, you got a brand new race car, same old Darlington.
I mean, Mike, you can change the car, you can change the parts and pieces, you can change the rules, but this racetrack has not changed in over 70 years. I'm sure the lady in black, she's impressed by this next-gen car, but she won't discriminate. She'll be just as tough on it as she has been on all the other generations of cars. So now let's take a look at the track description of the lady in black. It's about a 1.3 mile oval shaped like an egg. The banking's in 1 and 2, 25 degrees down in 3 and 4, 23 degrees. Straightaways a little over 1,200 feet long. It opened in 1950, as Mike talked about, and you're seeing the first iRacing event with the next-gen car. Let's take a look at the race analysis. 120 laps, 164 miles. Pit road speed, 45 miles per hour. The fuel window, 60 to 65 laps. 2 full resets per driver. And Mike, a fixed setup determined by the iRacing officials. Every car is set up the same.
You know, NASCAR has worked more than 2 years on the next generation race car, and so has iRacing. They have worked very closely with NASCAR, with data flowing back and forth so that these cars could be simulated for this race tonight, and there's some fun that awaits you regarding this next-gen car we'll talk about later in the show. All right, Bobby, Joey, ready to go?
I think Larry can keep all his analytics to himself. I think it's about surviving this race. I'm pretty nervous about the start of this thing, and my 2 crash repairs starting here in 23rd. I'm just thinking if I survive, I could probably finish in the top 10. But that's easier said than done. Just surviving is not an easy thing here.
Come on, man. You got to set your goals a little higher than that.
Joey,
no,
unlike
top 10 would be pretty good.
Unlike Talladega, when I say pit, please pit.
I'm listening to you when it comes to that. I'm putting tires on every time I can.
Joey, can you wait on me, man? I am 31st. I had a bad qualifying effort. I think Clint's setup here is not to my liking. I need something different, but
I would just keep pulling those excuses out.
I'm like Joey. I'm like, man, there's a lot of guys that's going to hit the wall. I got to be careful back here in the back and just try to keep my nose clean. Change tires every time. Don't let the car owner know that we're going to spend a lot of money tonight. And hey, we'll have a good time.
Hey, Bobby, I'm counting on you because when Boyer comes back, I don't want him to have any excuses. I don't want anything other than, man, I just need to practice more. That's what I want to hear from Boyer.
All right, I'll do my best.
Here's a cool throwback.
Yeah, Jesse Iwuji inside of Bubba Wallace with Wendell Scott colors on his car.
Man, that's what this race that we're going to see this weekend, what tonight's all about is to be able to, look at the history of this sport. And I can't think of a better way than what Bubba Wallace has right now with that 2311 team.
They're not all running their throwback schemes tonight, but we'll talk about a couple of. We'll talk about a lot of them.
Well, I see right there, the 24 Neil Bonnet throwback there on the Abilene Chevrolet.
Barney Fife Jr. waves the flag, and we're underway for 120 laps at Darlington.
All right, it's one thing, Mike, to run one lap fast like Dale Jr. did to grab the pole. Oh, they're already wrecking in turn 1. Watch out, boys.
That's Matt DiBenedetto.
I'm all right.
Oh, man, they're wrecking off of turn 2 also. I think that's Denny Hamlin the inside.
That's Anthony Alfredo in that Cale Yarborough-looking car. And caution waves.
Well, Joey and Bobby, you guys said you got to survive. How'd you do?
I'm good. I got no damage. I just kind of rolled through there.
There you are.
I think they are finding out this next-gen car does not have the side force that our regular car has. It's a symmetrical car. There's no side force. There's no cushion to lean on.
Yeah, it took them one corner to find that out, right?
Well,
so,
if
Joey,
you go
this
off
is
of practice. It was happening a lot. So,
Joey, this is not the Mario Andretti scheme from Sunday, then, right?
I don't know what's on my car.
That's your standard Pennzoil paint scheme. Definitely not a throwback.
It's still a beautiful paint scheme, though.
Yep.
That's right. Iconic in its own way.
Okay. Well, that'll be the last hard question we toss in that way, okay?
Hey, you're sitting behind the wheel, right? You don't know what's on the outside.
They all look the same from the inside.
Good point.
Let's see what happened down here. Turn 1.
Oh, nothing good.
Oh, looks like, Matty D just... I don't know if he had any help where the car just came around. I think similar to what you're talking about. Then Alfredo off of turn 2 gets loose, and he collects Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch.
Got the Joe Gibbs Quinella right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in the lead before you know it if we keep doing this. This is going to work out good for me.
Yeah, Joey and Bobby both made it through. There's Dale Jr. He's leading in a scheme that his dad ran for Richard Childress in the early part of 1984. I believe Sam Bass was designing the paint schemes for Wrangler at that time. They ran it for a few races and then altered it up some.
Now that's super cool to see Dale Jr. run a throwback to his dad.
That's B.J. McLeod just in front of him.
Just going to say the iconic Wrangler colors, although this one, as you mentioned, a little bit different than what we're used to seeing. Pretty cool to see this very rare paint scheme.
All right, we're under nice front end on Denny Hamlin's car. Damage modeling already for the next gen car. Sunday, all the throwback action is right here on FS1. NASCAR Cup Old School from Darlington in the Goodyear 400. Race day coverage at 2 Eastern, and then live at the track for Green Flag at 3:30 Eastern, all on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. We're in caution number 1 at virtual Darlington for 120 laps, and I got to let Joey off the hook, because when I asked him, tell us about your paint scheme. Well, here's what Joey is seeing. He is not seeing his paint scheme at all. So my apologies.
I got a white hood.
But
I don't know.
Let me let you redeem yourself and tell us about your paint scheme for Sunday.
I got the Mario Andretti throwback to 1971, his first Formula One win. He had shell on the car, so very cool. Fellow Italian. I think it's probably one of the coolest things. Mario Andretti's the man. So
yes, he is.
Yep, South African Grand Prix.
No pressure on Sunday, Joey.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, green flag's out, guys.
All right.
For a minute.
It might be loose into 1 and off of 2, just for some reference.
I haven't made it that far yet.
Joey restarts 18th, Bobby 24th. Dale Earnhardt Jr., your leader.
You see Christopher Bell here that we're riding on board with, currently in 3rd. Nice and clean through 1 and 2. Oh boy, William Byron putting a lot of pressure on our leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr. here off of turn 4.
Byron
and
wants
going for the lead. Going to find out how that next gen car handles underneath. Not too good, as he's going to lose a spot to Christopher Bell.
Timmy Hill in 4th. Chase Briscoe.
You know, I watch these cars might go through turns 3 and 4, and I know in Larry McReynolds' analysis of the track, where it says it's 2-degree difference of banking in turns 1 and 2. You see how sweeping and fast turns 1 and 2 are that we're in right now, and then you'll notice they slow down a good bit into turn 3, lower banking, but it feels like it's about 20 degrees less banking. That's how much different the ends of these racetracks are. See a lot of damage there. That's the number 19 of Martin Truex Jr. getting loose. And
now Denny Hamlin started outside pole, but he was involved in that first caution, and he is 31st now after making a pit stop. Drivers that pitted under caution include Kyle Larson, Anthony Alfredo, Kyle Busch, and Cole Custer. Caution's out, along with B.J. McLeod, Corey LaJoie, DiBenedetto, Hamlin, Suarez, and Stenhouse all made pit stops. All right, second caution, lap 10.
I see the smoke. So clearly some pretty heavy damage.
We're hearing Joey Gase may have been involved. Got a top 10 at...
Oh, man, I don't want to see Joey Gase get involved in another great throwback. Well, maybe not throwback to NASCAR history, but look at this car. What a cool-looking paint scheme. Pretty big damage to the rear bumper. Right. Joey Gase there in the white 53. Oh, Alfredo.
Oh, Anthony got him.
Anthony Alfredo went deep into turn 3. Oh, Denny Hamlin for the second time.
And Suarez all getting involved.
And, you know, we talk about these recent. Oh, my goodness.
What was that?
Massive hit to Denny Hamlin, finishing him off. But so Mike, I mean, we talk about, and Larry, we might need to bring Larry in on, we talk about these resets these guys get, and I believe that Larry, can you update us on how many resets now that is with Denny Hamlin?
Yeah, he had already used 1, so this will be his 2 of 2 resets. So this is pretty much going to be it. And also Corey LaJoie, Anthony Alfredo, Kyle Busch, Matt DiBenedetto, they all have used 1 of their resets already after that first caution.
Well, we got a long way to go. So
can we get him some more? Can we buy him a vowel? I mean, what do we do here? Right? Yikes. You saw Joey Gase's paint scheme, and remember that paint scheme? It's not a famous race car. Well, it is. If you go to the movies, I think 4 installments, and Dean Jones starred in the first one. The crew chief was Buddy Hackett. Have you figured it out yet? Joey Gase's car is Herbie, the Love Bug. Yikes. This is Kurt Busch at speed. This is Kurt Busch annihilating Denny Hamlin's car.
Nowhere to go He may have checked up, but I'm not certain.
Yeah, the RPMs dropped a couple thousand there. And,
After he hit him.
and more after he hit him, yes. Right, Joey. All right, we're ready to restart with Joey 18th and Bobby 28th. Bobby pitted.
How about Jesse Iwuji? We've gone and on board with him in the past when he was in the Great Hall at the Naval Academy. Now look at this backdrop, man. He's definitely winning the award of aesthetics.
Well, he's won the fan vote for the second race in a row. And
well, he's winning my vote for the coolest backdrop.
Yeah, it's terrific.
Got the virtual goggles on there too.
There's the press box in the old turn 1, the new turn 3 at Darlington.
Every time I watch one of these iRacing events, Mike, I'm just blown away by the details.
Green flag.
The details of the racetrack and the fans, and it looks so realistic.
Let's ride with Jesse here.
Was that you, Bobby?
Yeah.
We didn't need to see anything. We heard it all. Sorry, but I do want to hear Jesse Iwuji. I loved how he went up to that. I believe that was the 5th gear. Remember, this is a sequential gearbox. Here's the battle up front here. So hard to stay out of the fence in such a narrow groove also.
I'm sure most of that smoke is coming from the barbecues of the infield,
yeah.
right?
It's a party.
Oh, no.
What, Bobby? What
we keep getting commentary from Bobby that it doesn't sound good, Bobby. I'm getting worried, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, this is like the real world, though. We have less than 10 green flag laps, and already, I mean, the pace has started to slow down. Well, now it came back that time, so they ran a couple of laps there, but we'll see where it falls off once we get into a long green flag run.
So it's pretty serious up front. Dale Jr., Christopher Bell, William Byron, Timmy Hill, James Davison.
And just like the real racetrack, Mike, you hear William Byron, he backs out of the throttle, clips the apron, shoots up the bank, and tries to get this run down the back straightaway and carry that momentum off of turn 2, either to get to the rear bumper of Christopher Bell or maybe make a move. You know, Joey talked about how tough it is to pass, and you could see right there just how hard William Byron, there's Christopher Bell, how hard he's working to try to get the lead off from Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Larry, I'm curious. We have no.
Oh, no, I got damage.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, the 3 wrecked in front of me. I might be okay. It might not be that bad.
Yeah,
There's another
caution.
crash.
No caution yet.
Oh, more damage. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm enjoying.
I thought it would open up.
Oh, your car,
didn't open
your
up.
car's a mess.
I was going to say that.
You think I should pit this time?
I think I would.
That's more than a Darlington stripe right there, Joey.
Third caution of the day, lap 21.
I think you took some of the wall with you.
Yeah, I got to look at the thing next to me to see how bad my car is.
Yeah, you took about 20 years of paint off it. There's Bubba inside of Joey on the replay.
Oh, somebody spins ahead of you.
And 34 comes right down and collects you, Michael McDowell.
I thought I was going to go right down the gut there and be all right. No.
Larry, I'm curious. We have no
damage. Do I use a quick repair here, or do I save those? I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
How bad's it look, Larry?
I'm seeing the same thing Joey's is showing right now. Yeah,
and listen,
I don't know if I'd do a fast repair.
I wouldn't do the full one, Joey. This is a long race. So that's just my opinion.
I agree. I got to save them.
You might just get tires. Probably need them.
They're wrecking on the pit road. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, there's.
Oh, it's just right for Darlington. Look at that thing. She's just right now.
Yep. This been to Darlington.
I mean, this is such a tough racetrack, and you know, Mike, I've never done iRacing at this track, but I have been in the Chevrolet simulator to get ready for a race at Darlington. And I can tell you that was the toughest laps I ever made in any simulator. Boy, that was just weird the way that car spun around.
Oh, and Kevin Harvick collected him, and Joey. That's a Bill Elliott tribute paint scheme.
That's
back
right.
to the championship-winning Coors car of Elliott that's on Michael McDowell.
Oh, bad news, guys. I used one by accident.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. It said, that's it, go. I said, that's not right. I don't want to go.
I mean, we've got a crew chief here, but we're going to have a technician, I believe, that's going to have to be right here with you guys on these.
Or either they're going to have to put me a keyboard in my room here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yes,
Larry.
please. Somebody help me.
We do have a technician. Ford Martin is here. He's been trying to get Bobby Labonte signed back into the game.
Yeah, you think you had a crash? Bobby had a full-blown crash.
Bobby, would you blow a fuse or what? I mean,
let me tell you what happened.
Yeah,
I think
please.
Clint, I was making my move. Clint Boyer unplugged me from
You're right.
Yeah.
Saw you moving forward.
the caution is out in more ways than one in virtual Darlington. There's our most recent iRacing winner, Brad Keselowski. He'll line up fourth. Only the top 5 have not pitted. There is Brad, hard at work in his sim. This is live, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean, I'm so impressed with Brad Keselowski. I talked to him. He says, hey, I don't hardly practice and get any laps. He goes and wins Talladega. Now he's running fourth at Darlington.
All right, so the drivers who did not pit: Earnhardt, Byron, Briscoe, Keselowski, and Truex, and that's how we'll restart.
Well, I don't know. Dale Jr. playing a few games there on that restart, but certainly does a great job, gets a launch, and William Byron now second place.
Well, and remember, in iRacing, there's no restart zone. It's once Barney throws the flag, it's get after it.
Well, that's what he did.
Martin Truex working the throttle.
That's all about.
Whoa!
And
there was a car there.
I think that was Busher, Chris Busher, to the outside. They made contact.
And on we go.
I didn't hit anything.
All right.
I'm good.
Glad to hear it.
I know you guys are wondering.
Well, we're spotting for you, sort of.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's hard. All you see is smoke. You don't know where the cars are.
You're already back
and you
up
guys
to
are
12.
not the best spotters,
You're
by
about
the
to
way.
get back to the top 10. Maybe the reset was the way to go.
Yeah, Joey's 13th.
Oh, look at that.
Doing his best Cole Trickle. Here's what happened. We stay green.
Yeah, and you heard Martin Truex Jr. working the throttle through the center of 3 and 4, and the car just started to drift up. I think he was trying to stay out of Chris Busher, but the car just kept coming up the racetrack, and unfortunately, they both made contact and tore those race cars up.
So Denny Hamlin is a lap down. Ross Chastain is laps down. Bobby Labonte's in timeout.
Yeah. Darn it.
What I'm really impressed with up front as we watch these two guys, Dale Earnhardt Jr., William Byron, is their lap times. We're typically used to seeing, here's Chase Elliott in 6th place. Typically here at Darlington, we see a lot of fall off. And right now, their last laps are close to some of their best laps. And remember, they haven't come in. That's lap 30.
I like his paint scheme this weekend. It's one of 3 Alan Kulwicki throwbacks this weekend. It is, of course, the Hooters scheme, but with Chase's number 9 on it. There it is.
Yeah, and right behind him, I saw in his mirror, you could see the other throwback for Kulwicki. There he comes into the screen, Corey LaJoie, in that Xerox number 7.
Nailed it. That to me, that's the number 1 scheme of the weekend from what we've seen so far.
Beautiful car. Both of those cars are amazing. But when you can actually run the number and the sponsor and the paint scheme like Corey LaJoie's done, that's fantastic.
And Timmy Hill in the 66 and Corey LaJoie in the 7, they definitely have the fresh.
Oh, James Davison, hang on.
Oh man,
Corey Davison got him back.
Yeah, I was going to say, first Corey, I don't know if James came down or Corey turned, but they definitely made contact, and then James got him back.
Now, Timmy Hill, isn't this a Stephen Wallace throwback scheme?
Well, it certainly looks like Stephen Wallace's car. That black base, paint with the flames off the corners of the hood. I don't know. Any car that has flames, it's going to get my attention.
I know you're going to love it. Actually, a lot of Steven's schemes were throwbacks to his dad Rusty's paint schemes of earlier cars.
Well, Mike, the cool thing, Steven actually ran the 66 number, so it even has the same number on it.
Right.
Timmy Hill making a spot up there on Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe goes to 4th position for Timmy Hill.
Now, Timmy did pit at lap 23, which was the most recent caution. As you may have noticed, we've turned the caution lights off for a while.
Let's get some laps in, boys. I'm all for it.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, here's what happened, guys. They started crashing. I slowed down to avoid the crash, and about 4 cars passed me, and they kept their foot in it. They risked it to pass some cars. So
you're okay. You're still in 13th, Joey, and you're still alive. You're still in it.
Hey, I know.
Bobby Labonte's still sitting on pit road.
You want me to spot for you, Joey?
Yes. Come over here. Come over here. I need all the help I can get.
Oh, stay out of the wall. Stay out of the wall.
Yeah, that's just the wall. It's okay. It's part of life. It happens.
Joey,
Here comes Alfredo to your inside.
17 and the leader's running 29:30, so
Quit
good
talking.
shape.
I'm okay.
Yep.
It's all about staying on the lead lap here right now. I think that's going to be key.
That's right. This race is 120 laps. No stages. Just green to checker, 120 circuits. So right behind Joey, there's a fight. Quinn Houff.
Pretty good battle here with Alfredo and Quinn Houff.
So Anthony Alfredo, that's a Hardy's paint scheme. It's either Cale Yarborough's 28 or it's Alan Kulwicki's ASA Hardy's scheme.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Or both.
Anytime I think of that paint scheme and I think of Hardy's in NASCAR, I certainly think of Cale. And of course at Darlington, how can you not think of Cale Yarborough?
And behind Quinn Houff, that is the Cale Yarborough owned car, that paint scheme that John Andretti drove in the late 1990s for Cale. Different car number, but I think he had RCA on the hood.
That's right.
Yeah, Mike, he won a race at Daytona in July with that paint scheme one year.
Yep. Trying to remember the number, Larry. Was it 98?
I believe it was, Mike. Yeah, I'm almost positive it was 98.
William Byron keeping close tabs on race leader Dale Earnhardt Jr., who has led every lap.
This may be wishful thinking, but it has a green flag look to it, and we've run close to 40 laps. So you look at those drivers that's not pitted, like Dale Earnhardt Jr., Byron, Keselowski, and Briscoe. They've got about 20 to 25 more laps on their tank of fuel because they've not pitted.
Well, and Larry, the first thing that comes to mind is how difficult this pit road is to get to. You're going so fast, and you have that long apron. I'm pretty sure that if it's tough in the real world, it's going to be extremely difficult in the virtual world to try to get to pit road and not make a mistake. If or when they do have to come down pit road under green.
How about Erik Jones working the wheel there? That's the king. Richard Petty's number 43. But it's not a Petty-driven paint scheme. It's John Andretti's 1999 paint scheme. And that's what Martinsville in that STP car.
And I remember that race, remember that paint scheme, and certainly, great friends. I grew up, around Indiana racing, and knew John by going to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and boy, we sure do miss one of the all-time great guys behind the wheel, and a great race car driver.
So check it for Andretti. That is the slogan and the hashtag.
And how about this? Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
It is. That's the celebration that's all on Daniel Suarez's car.
Who's got the guacamole?
Right.
Do you guys bring any?
Anthony Alfredo working his way back to the front. That's for 12th place, and they're closing in on Joey Logano.
I usually go for the cerveza or the margarita first.
Yeah, I'm hungry. take anything right now. I got some time.
You
on my
worked up
hands.
an appetite over there?
Does Cookout deliver?
They do. Well, they work for
Logano,
me.
you started talking and you lost 3/10. Okay, are you with me here? Are you with me here?
Yeah, well, stop talking to me.
It's not me that's talking, it's you.
I'm just trying to keep it in one piece. I've ripped the right side off of it, but that's okay. That was expected. And I think I can get Garrett Smithley here. He's a little slower right now.
I was going to say, whatever you're doing, it's working. 11th place, working on the top 10.
Yeah, your last lap was 4/10 quicker than Garrett's, than Smithley's in 10th. As we ride with Bubba Wallace, Bubba is 13th right now. He's running about 30:21. His fastest lap 28:60, so that's a fall off of about 1.6 seconds.
Yeah, he's got a battle with Josh Balicki.
Whoa, hang on, Josh. And he did.
You know, Jeff, you were talking about getting the pit road under green. Another interesting aspect of this next-gen car, because of the bigger diameter rim, it's gone from a 13-inch rotor to a 16-inch rotor, 30% more braking with the next-gen car than the car we're running currently.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. You know, I think about this car, what it's going to be like on the road courses. It's I think it's going to be really quick and a lot of fun to drive, especially with the sequential gearbox. So, you know, I think of how you're going to utilize that getting onto pit road here. You're going to be hard on the brakes into turn 3, so the car should slow down really good. And, of course, it should be fun going down through those gears. So that part of it, I think, is all good. It's still just pulling off the banking and getting to pit road without missing it.
Kyle's got help.
Son Owen,
Yep.
racer himself.
Well, that's appropriate, I guess, for Kyle's paint scheme, which throws back to his first racing go-kart.
Well, the two fastest cars on the track right now is Kyle Larson in that 5 running 5th, and then Tyler Reddick in the 8 car that's right behind him back at 6th. The two cars that's running in the 29-second bracket right now.
Well, it seems like, Larry, we're starting to see where those fresher tires, because Larson's one of those guys that pitted lap 23, where it looks like those tires are starting to really work for these guys now, or maybe the fall off of these other guys that are on the older tires starting to show up.
No question.
And there's the question.
Oh, here comes
Bernhard Byron coming for the lead and takes it.
Yeah, made that look easy.
Well, Junior's lap times had fallen off to 30:60, and that is 2 seconds slower than his fastest lap. Here comes Timmy Hill for
Timmy
second.
Hill. How many times have we seen these two guys battle it out here in iRacing, Timmy Hill and William Byron?
Now, Hill is on fresh tires at lap 23. Larry, the 5 drivers that are up in the top 7 that have not been to pit road at all, how long do you dare keep them out there?
Yeah, Mike, they're going to be able to go probably another 10 to 15 laps. Timmy Hill, he needs to relax a little bit.
He loves to get up on that wheel. We've seen that before. I don't know, though. Is this still his setup? It looks like an upgraded setup from when we first started doing iRacing. I remember he just had that little steering wheel mounted to the desktop. This might still be that.
That's still it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe just a different camera angle. Hey, it works, because he's always one of the best.
Timmy Hill second to William Byron. Dale Earnhardt Jr. third. Kyle Larson fourth. Brad Keselowski fifth. Reddick, Briscoe, Haley, Jones, and Smithley are the top 10.
You know, Mike, Timmy Hill has run all 9 of our Pro Invitational iRacing Series events, and he has the best average finish of any driver that's run at least 4 of these races. His average finish, 4.11.
Unbelievable. I mean, you know, and we saw they dropped the green. We saw how hard it was just to get through turns 1 and 2 without wrecking. So that kind of a record's pretty impressive. Not just to run fast and make passes, but to stay out of trouble like that throughout all those races.
There's Tyler Reddick, currently 6th, flirting with the outside wall. Imagine that. Not wearing the Fireball Roberts tribute paint scheme that he'll have for Sunday on his number 8. And Alex Bowman, currently 27th. He pitted during He pitted under green between lap 10 and 20. And he's working his way back from there. He's honoring his crew chief, Greg Ives, this weekend with a paint scheme that is reminiscent of late model stock that Greg drove before turning to crew chief. And it's Greg's, not Timmy's name, that's above the driver's side window.
Yeah, Greg, not Alex's. Yeah, I know. I listen. It's you're not going to miss this car, and it actually, Ally has some. They have a technical name for the color of this car, but loose for Alex Bowman off of turn 4. But Alex was already. I was looking over here. He's already a couple laps down, so not a great night for that 48 so far. But I expect him to. The cautions. I expect that 48 car to be pretty strong on Sunday.
Well, that caution is exactly what Byron, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Keselowski, Briscoe needed because, again, less than 10 laps, they were going to have to pit for fuel.
So those 5 are the only drivers who have not been to pit road yet today. Bobby Labonte's back on track.
Yay!
All right, Bobby. Welcome back.
Just in time for the caution. Yeah. Wow, my night's going great.
You can get the wave around.
I know. Yeah, I bet you're at least hoping to get out there with some fresh tires against these guys on old tires, right?
I know it, man. I don't know what. I think I could pass Denny Hamlin. He quit. He went to the house.
All right, Joey, we want 4 fresh tires. Make sure you hit the fill with fuel button.
I got it. I need gas. I got that. It says full. Oh, I'm about to crash on the pit road. Sorry.
You see right there, Alex Bowman makes a little contact with that outside wall, and then coming off the corner, I don't know if he got any debris on the tire, but that car just came around. Hey, at least he's still got a smile on his face.
That's it. He's got a sense of humor. There's Timmy Hill in the pits. And a little of the aftermath of the.
Cole Custer's going to catch a piece of that. Oh, man. And then the 3 of Austin Dillon comes in there. Oh, here comes Corey LaJoie.
Was that Corey?
Man.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, Mike, the timing of this caution and all these leaders pitting for 4 tires, you can make it to the end here should we stay green, but that's
Larry.
What was I thinking?
I mean, that was a pretty long green flag run there. Hey, Larry, I have a question. Where are all these great brakes on these cars? I'm not seeing anybody using them.
Spotter failure.
All right. We're under caution. Imagine that. 54. We're very close to halfway tonight. Since 2006, the NASCAR Foundation has given nearly $40 million to impact more than 1.4 million kids across the nation. To learn more, NASCARFoundation.org. See how you can get involved. Coming up on halfway here in Darlington County, as Bruce Springsteen would sing. And speaking of singing, Joey Logano. Let's see.
What's that? That doesn't look. Come on, you're 12th, Joey.
I'm 12th. I am restart next to Anthony Alfredo, who has been a bit of a weapon here in this race. So I'm right on the outside of him, so I feel super safe and secure along the wall and that Cale Yarborough paint scheme over there. So. And I'm thinking we're halfway, and this is probably when everyone's going to start losing their mind a little bit and start racing. They feel a little more comfortable after that long run, thinking another long run's coming. I think this is where we're going to crash.
You're predicting a crash. Bobby, avoid this crash. We need you to make up some more laps.
Yeah.
But we're happy to have you back in there.
I'm glad to be here. I'm right ahead of Denny Hamlin, right behind Michael McDowell. So 2 pretty good guys. I'm just unfortunately 35 laps behind because I had to take a little siesta there. I don't know what happened, but I got to watch a lot, and I'm ready to get back out here and help my man Joey Logano if he needs some help. Just holler.
Did you get a margarita during Cinco de Mayo here? Did you get something?
Clint's got some somewhere around here.
You could have gone down the road and come back and brought everybody something.
All right, lights are out on the pace car.
Chips and salsa,
let's get ready to go here. Timmy Hill, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, a little change of position for second there on pit road. Dale Jr. gets that position.
Yeah.
Timmy Hill and Dale Earnhardt Jr., right? Because wasn't William Byron leading, I believe.
That's a Rusty Wallace paint scheme. He ran that in Xfinity at Phoenix in Michigan in 2004. That is a throwback paint scheme on Timmy Hill's car, wearing the same number, 66. He's your leader. When Barney waves that flag, everybody goes. There we go. Green flag. Cars on the lead lap. Back to BJ McLeod as Timmy Hill tries to open up a bit of a lead here.
Yeah, Dale Jr. lost a couple positions on that restart. See William Byron in second and Chase Briscoe now in the third. Goes Kyle Larson by Dale Earnhardt Jr. You know, we talked about this, Mike, the beginning of this race, right? On cold tires, these guys didn't make it through turns 1 and 2. Cars got loose, and I'm seeing Dale Jr. right now a little bit off the pace. I'm just wondering if it just takes a few laps for these tires and these cars to come in with the next-gen car and really start to get the grip that they're looking for.
Jeff, I think some of it may be driver style, because drivers that just ran their fastest lap of the race, Byron, Briscoe, Keselowski, Alfredo, Smithley, all just ran their fastest lap.
I think the cars, guys, they take off pretty loose in dirty air.
Okay.
I know from experience back here.
Well,
it's quite painful. I've watched Erik Jones in front of me get loose and go all the way down to the inside wall, which is a half mile away, about 7 or 8 times in this race. He's still in front of me, though. He's driving hard.
There's Garrett Smithley doing his podcast while he's running the race.
He's in 9th place.
Yeah, Garrett has actually used up both of his resets, so he's got what he's got the rest of this race.
67 complete.
I love the lean. That's what I mean, when I was in the car, I was always leaning with the car, and I love that these guys are doing that on their rigs at home. Here's Eric Almirola, currently 17th. Ooh, a little shift. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Mike, we talked to some guys about potentially shifting over there in turns 3 and 4.
Alex Bowman just passed him.
Yeah, I tell you what, Chase Briscoe doing a nice job. So you got a big run on William Byron.
He's going to have a 1986 A.J. Foyt paint scheme on his car on Sunday at Darlington, and he's got the right number for it.
Oh, he clipped the apron there. Yep. I think he may have touched the wall there off of turn 2. And there goes Kyle Larson to the inside. Here comes Dale Jr. also. You know, if you turn off the wall and turn down, you can get a good run off of turn 2, Mike. But if you clip that apron a little bit too much, it sends you into the outside wall, and I believe that's exactly what happened. See how he turned off the wall early, clips that apron just ever so slightly. Ooh. He didn't hit it hard, just kissed it, but enough to slow down the momentum, maybe a little damage. Not too bad, though.
You know, Jeff, they talked about it in the pre-race show. Joey Logano talked about it. The next-gen car, the composite body, just like we run in the Xfinity Series, a little more forgiving than the steel bodies like on the current car.
Yeah, I mean, he's lost some speed and some momentum, but the car looks pretty good.
Did he just get loose right there, or did Keselowski get up against him?
Well, and going back to what Joey was talking about, you know, as he's lost a couple positions, he probably has lost some downforce also because of the dirty air around the cars that he's, you know, now that he's a little bit further back.
Yeah, Brad's a 1/10.5 quicker.
Brad's pushing him. Brad wants by. You always wonder what these drivers look like, how focused they are inside those helmets on Sundays. Well, that's the beauty of iRacing and what you get to see these guys.
Here comes Alfredo to the outside of Keselowski. And Josh Bilicki.
Josh got the lean. I like that. I like these guys that have the head lean or maybe even the full body lean.
Looks like he's got his seat tilted.
Man, I would. That's what I do, Mike. You know, you do it. I mean, I always tilted my seat in my race car. So if I was going to get serious about this, I'd set that seat up as much as I could possibly simulate the real race car also. See Tyler Reddick. Remember how quick Tyler Reddick was towards the end of that last long run.
48 laps to go. Larry, are they going to need another pit stop?
If we stay green, Mike, based on when they made that stop and when we went back on the restart, I think they're good to go as far as fuel. But I'd say if we get a caution, especially if you're well outside the top 8 or 10, yeah, you'll come get 4 more fresh tires.
Okay.
It just, you know, what I see, Mike, it takes a long time for the tires to fall off. You know, we're so used to, oh boy, Quinn Houff gets a little bit of contact there. Not sure who that was that spun on the front straightaway.
Well, whoever it was, they brought the caution out here for the 5th time.
Yeah, Mike, I think they'll all be coming here because we had fallen off about a second on that run right there. That was about a 14 or 15 lap run. I'd say you want 4 fresh tires, especially like my man Joey back there in 14th.
Oh, give me 4 Mr. Feelgoods here.
Listen to your crew chief, Joey.
I'm not even taking the time to fix the little bit of damage. I screwed up there last time. You can wait and let it fix your damage a little bit.
Oh.
And I lost like 4 spots doing that. And what I've realized once they're gone, I ain't passing them back. So I'm going to try to get some on the pit stop.
All right, Ryan Newman had fallen back almost to the tail end of the lead lap. Cole Custer anchors the lead lap cars, and it's Newman who is responsible for the caution. It's
I wouldn't call it all Newman.
Well,
yeah, a little bit of help there, but 2 guys racing hard. But yeah, that was Newman sitting there in the race on the front straightaway.
I got a question.
Sure.
Larry, should I pit? I'm only 35 down. Should I stay out?
Absolutely, man. Smoke them if you got them. Come on.
All right. I still got two fix-me-ups, too.
We're going to have more than fix-me-ups, Bobby.
Is there a button to make up 30, 40 laps?
I missed my pit stall.
No.
I'm in now.
Oh,
I lost a little bit, though. I slid through. I never saw it until I was past it. No one counted me down.
He's thinking about that guacamole again.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That sounds so good.
So Timmy Hill's our leader at 77 laps complete over William Byron, Kyle Larson, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Chase Briscoe, the top 5. Welcome back. 41 laps to go in the eNASCAR iRacing Pro Invitational Series here at Darlington. 2 more races to go for us, but that iRacing next generation car is now available to you to race. Long before NASCAR stars will ever get a chance to run that car in competition, you can order that car right now.
And Mike, I don't know if you've ever done any iRacing, but that's what's so cool about it is not only can you introduce a car like this where you can get out there before the actual drivers are going to get to compete in it, but you can drive on Formula 1 cars, you can drive dirt sprint cars, you can drive all kinds of very cool cars. Hey, Timmy, our leader, man, you looking good out there.
Hey, thank you, Jeff. Hey, Mike. Hey, Jeff. How you guys doing? I'm having fun out here. I know some of these other drivers, I don't think you're having near as much fun.
Yeah,
No, they're not. This is a tough racetrack, and just like the real Darlington, you got to stay out of trouble, stay out of that wall, and you've done an excellent job of that so far.
Yeah, we were trying to keep this Rusty Wallace throwback scheme, very clean. These walls jump out at you fast, and one thing that really hurts these cars is the aerodynamics, and really don't want to bang these fenders in. So most of the guys up front, they're really keeping their cars clean. And I think that's going to be, the winner has to keep their car clean to win this race. So I'm looking forward to it. Williams, he's right on me there. I'm hoping I can hold him off.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got a guy that knows how to get it done there behind you, but so do you. And I am curious, we've seen some guys when they lose track position, aerodynamics, you mentioned it, but how much does the other cars around you affect you if you lose track position?
So I kind of got off cycle from some of the leaders early in the race. Lap 20, I came in for tires, and Darlington, man, this place eats tires up. So I wanted to throw these tires on and get a good run towards the front, but it's extremely loose in traffic, and it's hard to navigate and make passes. So you got to really, make good decisions and good passes. But I appreciate what you guys do. We're going to go to green here. I hope I can win this race.
All right,
good luck the rest of the way. Timmy Hill is our race leader, William Byron second, Justin Haley third. And how about that throwback Robert Presley Jasper Engines paint scheme? Happy Mother's Day from the Federation of Eagles, and a lot of names on the hood and deck lid of that car. Coming green.
Well, what a great angle, great shot there coming through turns 1 and 2 at Darlington. Oh, we got one up in the air in the back. We're still green up front.
22 cars back to Ricky Stenhouse on the lead lap.
And how can William Byron navigate around Timmy Hill? So tough to pass at this racetrack, such a narrow groove, high speeds. How about Anthony Alfredo getting himself back into it? He's been in 2 big wrecks on his last reset, yet he's in the top 5 in 4th place working on Kyle Larson. There's a battle. Oh, Chase Briscoe and Dale Jr. get together.
Erik Jones right there, Bubba Wallace in the 23, and Tyler Reddick. Tyler's going to be Marty Robbins on Sunday, and that's going to be a great story to tell about why Marty Robbins race cars were always magenta and chartreuse, 2 colors that do not go together. His teammate Austin Dillon is going to replicate the Fireball Roberts car. I think I had it backwards earlier.
Well, and Mike, I love, especially when you go to play. Oh, here's a pass for the lead. And William Byron to the inside, going to go to the front, take the lead from Timmy Hill.
Like the way he side drafted off hill down the end of the straightaway.
And Larry McReynolds and I were talking earlier about the side draft and iRacing and on these cars, and the side draft is more effective, we hear, on this next gen car. Anthony Alfredo now trying to get a run off of turn 4. See those louvers in the hood, how they evacuate some hot air underneath the hood. Something new on this next gen car.
Yeah, Jeff, we talked about that in the pre-race. The air that goes in the radiator inlet, it just goes straight through the radiator and right out those louvers. It really lowers the underhood temperature.
And here comes Kyle for 4th place.
There's a guy I expect to be up front this Sunday also. Loves this track, runs right up against that fence, carries a lot of speed, led a lot of laps in the past, was fast this past week, so looking for some redemption when we get to Darlington, and he's looking for some redemption here on Wednesday night in iRacing.
He's about 2 or 3 tenths of a lap faster as he was catching this group right here. Now he's kind of locked down in 4th.
Well, something, Larry, that I'm noticing, we saw William Byron make that pass on Timmy Hill, but now Timmy Hill's glued to his rear bumper. I just wonder if the balance changes when you're out front. with these cars. Maybe getting that clean air to the nose is causing that car to be a little free for William Byron, not able to pull away from our second, third, and fourth place runners.
Yeah, that rear diffuser, it's pretty efficient underneath the rear of the car. It definitely cleans up the wake behind the lead car a little bit. That helps the car that's behind.
Look at the gap there. This group of 4 has pulled away. They have 1.7 seconds back to 5th place, Brad Keselowski.
Oh, no.
That says it all for our guys in studio and Joey Logano.
What?
I got you.
I'm in trouble. I'm wrecked. I'm stuck. Where's reverse? There's reverse. Oh, no.
You're not up in the fence, are you? I know what that's like.
I'm in the inside wall here. Oh, now I'm all. Oh, here comes the leaders. I'm in the middle of the racetrack. Oh, no. Let me just get out of the way.
You've just disappeared off our screen,
well,
Joey.
I think they here you want to see.
They just deleted you.
So did Bobby Labonte get you? Is that who got you?
No.
He wished.
He wished. Quinn, it might have been a little bit of my fault. I don't know. I was doing all right.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
I'm trying. Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'm in the race now.
Hey, Bobby's going to pass you at about another 36 laps here.
Yeah.
I keep doing what I just did. He will.
Okay.
This battle's heating up front. William Byron in the 24, Timmy Hill in the 66. 30 laps to go.
So here's what happened.
Joey, you weren't blocking, were you?
I was a little bit. So I think it was a little bit my fault.
I'm just saying.
What do you think?
I'm just saying.
From here.
Well,
I didn't want to give up that spot.
Oh, here's a pass for the lead, or at least side by side. Not a big enough run for Timmy Hill to get by William Byron, and hopefully he doesn't lose second here to Alfredo.
Boy, Alfredo, he had a chance there.
And then this opens up the door possibly for Larson. Yeah, Joey, all I was going to say is you had a lot of room to your right side.
I did.
Yep. So you're a lap down right now.
I spun out trying to get back going.
Oh, Larson makes contact with the wall. Going to test the right side in these composite bodies here for Kyle Larson.
Next iRace for the NASCAR Cup Stars will be Virtual COTA, Circuit of the Americas, Austin, Texas. And that will be with the current cars. And that'll be May 19th, Wednesday, May 19th. And then our final Fox iRace Invitational will be June 2nd with these new next generation cars on the
Virtual potential
Grant Park, Chicago street course on Lake Michigan.
Oh, Timmy Hill just got wide off of turn 4, opened up the door for Anthony Alfredo. Going to go to second. Man, what an impressive comeback for Anthony. But yeah, Mike, you mentioned I'm very excited about us going to COTA. I think, obviously we're going to be able to display that here in iRacing the eNASCAR events, but that's going to be a fun event. Such a spectacular racetrack that they built out there in Austin, Texas, and a very challenging racetrack. Just a true road course that's going to really test the skills of all of our drivers.
Absolutely. I would have to call it the most difficult turn 1 in all of America. You take any race course you want, and there's not a turn 1 like COTA.
No, nothing like that uphill, heavy braking, long straightaway leading into that uphill and very tight left-hander.
It is very, very wide, and there's a lot of runoff area, which on iRacing, I'm sure, at least, will be appreciated.
Yes.
Easy there, buddy.
Bobby, I thought you were going to clear him there. I was going to go with you.
Well, I'm going to get him right here. He's got some good corner speed.
I'm glad you guys are still having a good time there, even though...
Yeah, Bobby's moved up to 32nd.
There you go.
I've been watching your lap times, Bobby. You're putting some nice, solid laps in there. That's looking good.
Consistent.
Your car looks brand new after 50. Oh, they're wrecking in front of us. Oh, no, come down.
Ricky Stenhouse.
Oh, no.
I did not do that.
No. Wrecking back here for 23rd.
Oh, Timmy, a little contact with the wall there. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. We talked about Larson making some contact with the wall. Then we saw Timmy Hill make contact, not slowing them down, Mike. They're, you know, that damage. We talk about these composite bodies. Why do you go composite body? Because right now with the sheet metal, once you brush that wall, it just pushes it in and really doesn't come back until a crew member can pull it out, where these composite bodies, by theory, should pop back out.
And we saw one car earlier, I think it was Chase Briscoe, from the onboard view. He hit the wall and the right front fender compressed and then popped right back out, and no apparent damage. $20 to go next time by. William Byron in the second half of this race, since the pit stop, has pretty well been the class of the field here. Not sure what's happened to Dale Earnhardt Jr. He has dropped to 9th.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the times from these top 4 or 5 guys. I mean, they're all within hundredths of a second every single lap.
Yeah, Mike, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is about a half of a second a lap off the leaders right now. So you're right, something has faded big time over these last 15, 20 laps.
Who's the yellow car there? Junior is behind Bubba Wallace.
Car just looks really loose. You see him coming off of turn 2 there, Larry. Car just looks really loose in traffic.
Kyle Larson just bumped the wall.
I think Kyle Larson's really liking this composite body.
I bet he will in real life too.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody runs any higher than him. Him and Reddick, those are the two.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Hurston's way up there.
And we saw that in action this past weekend at Kansas.
Erik Jones in 7th. Earnhardt in 8th.
Sorry,
no,
Mike.
10th.
Something else, if you notice when you see these cars coming straight at you, the way that front splitter, you know, the bottom of these cars are just a flat bottom, the way it feeds air, but it looks like the splitters are knocked up, but it's actually the way that splitter and the whole bottom is designed of these race cars to feed the air underneath the car for efficiency.
Yeah, Mike, it still doesn't have a no ride height through, but they have travel limiters. They will only go down so far and just stop. They won't travel all the way down and just suck to the racetrack.
Interesting. They will travel up and into the wall, as we keep seeing here.
And keep on going.
To go. Bobby Labonte right back with the program here, and gaining on it, Joey Logano. 11 laps to go, and imagine this. We're under caution, and who caused it?
Joey!
I didn't want you guys to have a boring race, okay? I was
Thank
back
you.
here. I said, you know, let me do something for you guys, and there you go.
I was just thinking, you know what would be cool is to end this race with a wild restart.
You're welcome.
Man, you barely touched him, but he sure did go flipping.
Did I crash him, or what happened?
Yeah, you drifted up into him, and he bounced off the wall into the air, kind of like you did at Talladega.
Oh, cool. Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm going to watch the replay here. Oh,
He just
no.
barely touched him.
Wow, he really wrecked.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that was a real wreck.
I could honestly tell you it was an accident.
Don't tell us, tell him.
The fact that you didn't know what happened, that tells me it was an accident.
Yeah.
Well, the
kidding.
one thing I'm questioning is an accident. Timmy Hill did not pit, and everybody behind him did. He's got roughly 27, 28 laps on the tires. And Jeff, you and I were talking. We were seeing close to 2 seconds of give up at the end of that run right there.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first time we're really, and these guys ran pretty hard on that run, where I started seeing, you know, the fall off towards the end start to really affect guys. That's why I think they were getting into the wall a lot more. So, wow, interesting decision for Timmy Hill to stay out. We've seen where it takes a few laps for these tires to get some heat in them and get the grip. They seem to start off pretty loose, so can't wait to see how this works out for these guys.
We'll go back racing probably, what, 5, 6 laps to go, I guess?
Let's hope. Joey Gase, well, he pitted the second time around. I believe he was the free pass car.
Well, the other thing I see here, if I'm looking at this correctly, looks like William Byron maybe lost a couple positions on the pit stop.
And Jeff, the way you can lose positions on a pit stop really has nothing to do with the stop. But if you don't get into your box or get out of your pit box properly, it costs you time as far as your pit stop.
So that moves Chase Briscoe up to second, James Davison to third. Byron will be fourth, and Anthony Alfredo will be fifth. Kyle Larson, Keselowski, and Earnhardt. William Byron. Mike and Jeff in the Fox booth, if you got us. What happened on the pit stop?
Oh, man. Well, I took 4 tires thinking I was going to be a smart crew chief, but I probably should have taken 2, so I don't know. It all depends on how my lane gets going here. I feel like the 14 Briscoe's been decent tonight, so just hopefully push him. And, yeah, I'm really just worried about the 38. I think these guys next to me are on pretty old tires.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask you, if you think they're on maybe 2 tires or even just older tires. We know Timmy Hill up front, and you'd made a great pass to get the lead, or you probably didn't want to see the caution. I won't say of who in the studio may have brought out this caution, but we're pulling for you in these last 7 or 8 laps. Should be exciting.
No, all good. Let's see what happens. Might be some carnage.
I will say this, love the paint scheme, the throwback to Neil Bonnet. Man, it's a great looking car. So no matter how this ends, that's going to be something that's memorable.
All right, we're going green this time. Good luck, William. He will restart fourth behind Hill, Briscoe, and Davison.
Hey, Mike, Briscoe and Davison, to Williams' point, they went with just 2 tires only, as well as Keselowski in the 2 car back there in 7th.
All right, here we go. It'll be 8 to go when the green flag waves.
Well, Briscoe got a good start, but they're spinning. Oh, man, the leaders.
Briscoe right up
Big
front.
wreck up front with the leaders.
Yeah, Byron's in it. Joey missed it. Otherwise, everybody's in it.
Well, and I was just about to say that Briscoe did a great job staying side by side with Timmy Hill going into turn 1. So we'll have to see what caused this recent incident. Got all those cars wadded up.
There was 4 crashes all at the same time, 4 different ones.
Yeah, Mike, this is exactly what Timmy Hill needed right here. He needed this thing. Now, remember, though, in iRacing, they have at least they have a maximum of 3 overtime attempts. So, but this could be exactly what he needed.
Now, Larry, I'm not sure. You know, he's brushed the wall a few times, prior to this caution, but that car looks like it's got a little more damage on the right side than it did. So he may have made some contact. See, Briscoe gets to the outside. No, Briscoe just gets loose.
Yep.
And comes in. And man, I talked about these tires. It just seems like these fresh tires take a little bit of time to get going, and look like that car just came around on Chase Briscoe.
William Byron and Kyle Larson got together and crashed. And like Joey said, there were 4 crashes all at once there. Bobby Labonte's picked up a spot.
There you go.
Yep.
One more spot, Bobby. We're going to walk out here with the top 30 finish.
I know it, Larry. Man, oh, man, I'm feeling good. I stuck with it tonight. Boys did a great job in the pits fixing me up. Missed that last wreck. I still got 1 fast repair. I can hammer down.
Oh, see, Coppish turns down in the corner right across the nose of Chase Elliott, and that causes this other wreck, one of the 3 or 4 wrecks that happened on that restart. Now, Joey, did you get caught up in that? Because you did a good job avoiding it, and then we went away from that view. I couldn't tell if you collected
No damage here.
Oh,
no damage.
Good job, man.
No damage. I gained the spot through that back to 24th.
That's a good spot. Just stay right there.
I know. I wish I didn't crash this thing a couple times. I'd be in a decent spot right now if I just survived earlier. And I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I got too racy. I got too into it. And I Yes, I tried to race above my talent level on iRacing, and I should know better. What I want to do and what I can do are two different things on this video game.
Jimmy Johnson once said, my confidence level exceeded my grip level.
And that happens a lot at Darlington.
All right, so we got 4 laps to go. And now up to second, James Davison, wearing a graphic scheme that Dick Johnson used when the Australian raced over here in the United States in the 80s and 90s, including a memorable ESPN interview that I won't repeat for you today. Timmy Hill, still our race leader. All right, what do you got for him here in these last couple laps?
Well, I thought I was a sitting duck with 8 to go. But now that we have a yellow flag, we're likely going to have maybe a green-white checkered or maybe 3 laps. I like my odds better, especially when I look back in my mirror and I see a car with no front end on it. So if I can just hold back some of these wrecked cars, I think I'll be all right and sit in victory lane there.
All right, so we're not going to overtime. Good luck, Timmy. We're going to restart with 3 to go here.
I think we're still under caution for 1 more lap.
Yeah, they'll get 1 to go here.
You see how Fredo, he decided to stay out. He's got the front end completely gone on that race car.
Well, and he had no more repairs.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
he was in those,
yeah.
those 2. Hey, this might not be the last wreck, so it might work out for him.
So we're 4 laps away from iRacing making a $5,000 donation to a charity chosen by tonight's race winner. There's Erik Jones popping on the headset. Erik, how's your race going? 4th place.
Car looks good.
All right, I think he's unmuted us. Erik, up to 4th place. How's your race going?
Maybe not. But listen, he's got the most pristine car of all of them up there.
That's true. Very
how he's done that, I have no idea, because I raced around him most of the day, and he's been sideways.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s worked his way back up to 5th.
Loose is fast, Joey.
Keselowski
Yeah, if
6th.
you can do it. Yep.
And we're going to go green with 3 laps to go.
Oh, nice jump by Timmy Hill. You see, kind of snookered him a little bit where he took off early.
Little Timmy takeoff there.
Yeah. Spun the tires, but he got out there.
It's going to be hard to catch.
Pretty impressed with Alfredo with no nose on that car. Look at the speed he's going to carry into turns 3 and 4.
And it's stuck.
We've seen he's not been afraid to drive that car deep into the corner. Now they're side by side, 3 to go, 2 to go now. Oh, they're 3 wide. Here comes Erik Jones.
Oh, and Hill's in the wall. Reddick gets a bit of him, and Jones is the leader.
Here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. Can he pull off this win? These guys with fresher tires.
And the virtual fans come to their feet.
Well, it's an Earnhardt Petty show up here in Yarborough. White flag is out. Man, wouldn't that be something for the number 43 STP, John Andretti throwback, if he can pull this off. Tyler Reddick now making a run on Dale Jr. for 3rd.
Erik Jones, the 43 at Darlington, takes the checkered flag. That Jones boy from Michigan is going to go to victory lane, and Erik will decide where that $5,000 donation from iRacing will go to a charity of your choice. Congratulations.
I hear him cheering in there. He's excited.
Thanks. I never would have thought I wanted one of these, but it's fun, guys. Thank you.
I was going to say, I couldn't tell if that was excitement or shock. Oh, we're going to put another headset on.
The 2019 Southern 500 winner
he was having trouble with the team
has just scored his first iRace win. With that John Andretti Martinsville victory throwback STP paint scheme, on Richard Petty's number 43.
His comment said it all, Mike. I never thought I was going to ever win one of these things.
He came from fourth on the restart, had a great restart.
And we talked about, look at that race car. I mean, it doesn't have a scratch on it. So, you know, that's the name of the game right there. I don't know how he did that, how many resets he had, but he had the tires, had the track position, and made some great moves on that last restart.
Anthony Alfredo second, Dale Earnhardt Jr. third, Tyler Reddick fourth, all within half a second of the leader. Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch, James Davison, Brad Keselowski, Jesse Iwuji, Daniel Suarez, the top 10. Eric, can you hear us now? You led the final 2 laps coming from fourth on the restart. Great job.
And an awesome 3-wide move into 1, man. That was impressive.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We were 11th there on that second to last restart and picked up a bunch of spots there. They all crashed, and we got up there in fourth, and I could see they were pretty beat up, and I was like, man, I don't know if they even got tires on. So, yeah, that was awesome. I mean, Darlington's been a great place to me, so hopefully it's a good omen, and we can get this STP car in victory lane here coming this weekend.
It's a great looking car, and I can't believe we're talking about how clean your car is and how little damage. Did you have to do some resets? How did you get a car that's, you know, looked that good at the end of this race in that position?
Yeah, I used them both. I came in on that last yellow, or the second to last yellow, and used my last one. I said, oh, this is kind of our only shot. There's no point in saving it. So it was cool, man. It all just worked out at the end. The holes kind of opened up, and like I said, I think you guys played it. I never would have thought I would want one of these, but it's really cool to add that name on the list and say you did it once at least along the way. So Darlington, I feel like, is a fitting place for that.
Eric, you given any thought to where that $5,000 donation from iRacing is headed?
You know, we just started a foundation up, actually, my own foundation, and we've been putting it into the works, and we're kind of getting there with what our mission statement still is. We've done a lot of work with the folks at the Melanoma Foundation here in the past, and done a lot with them, but you know, I'm not sure yet where it's going, but we'll get it online here in the next day or so, what we're going to do with it.
Well, terrific. Congratulations. You look pretty fresh for 120 laps. Bobby Labonte, not so much. He's had a tough night tonight, and so has Joey Logano racing here in studio. Eric, congratulations on a great run. 11th on the next to last restart, 4th on the final restart, fresh tires, undamaged car.
Well, what I love, Mike, is that move to go 3 wide there at the end. Yep. He had the run off of turn 4. They were racing side by side for the lead with Alfredo and Timmy Hill, and he just dove. He just went for it. And he cleared him into turn 1 and pulled off the win. So great finish there to the night.
Joey, you had an eventful race.
Well, yes, and that was expected as well. An expected race. Nothing out of the norm here. I was doing okay. I was racing with the guy that won the race most of the race here today, so I felt good about that. If I could have just kept it in one piece, I think I would have had a shot at it, but had some fun. And you know, I think I just need to practice more. I think I actually have to, like, make some laps. I'm kind of sick of finishing 19th at this, and I'm going to actually try a little bit for the next one.
All right. Bobby, thanks for sitting in for Clint Boyer. Hope you had some fun.
I did. I hate we had a glitch and we lost like 38 laps, but, you know, I feel like Clint, I've watched him on this, and I'm like, man, you're struggling, and I think after that we need to work on this thing. So it took me one relief visit to help. I got to call him and tell him we got to work on this.
No, Bobby, all I ask is one thing out of you. Please don't give him any excuses. It's Boyer. It's not that rig.
All right.
It's great having you here, Bobby. Thank you so much.
Well, anyway, but I just want to say, hey, I had a great time. iRacing's a lot of fun. Darlington, the new next-gen car. Thank you for letting me be here tonight.
Well, thanks for joining us. Hopefully we can have you back. All right, here's a look at the final. Erik Jones, Anthony Alfredo, Dale Jr. back up for third at the finish. Timmy Hill, after bouncing off the wall there, ended up 11th. Ricky Stenhouse rebounded from 20th to 12th in the closing laps. Others were not so lucky tonight. William Byron got crashed there, turned around, and ended up crashing with Kyle Larson, 25th and 26th. There's Bobby back at 30th spot. Nice rebound after all the time he had to spend on pit road. Well, Larry Mack, it's the same old Darlington, but now you have one race under your belt with that brand new car.
Yeah, we do, Mike. And what a huge day for NASCAR and for iRacing to introduce the next-gen car for 2022 earlier today with the 3 manufacturers. And, you know, I don't know that it comes as a surprise that Erik Jones won this race tonight. You think about his 6 starts there in the Cup Series. You mentioned the win, 4 top 5s. He's never finished outside the top 10. And how cool down the road he'll be able to say, you know, I won the first iRacing event with the next-gen car.
I think he'll be on my fantasy pick list for this weekend at Darlington, for sure. Well, a fun night, you know, tradition and throwback meets throwdown with the brand new next-gen car, which is now available to you for iRacing. We will be back with our next iRace Invitational May 19th from COTA. Now, this weekend, it's Throwback Week at Darlington, and it's all on FS1, beginning Friday with the Camping World Truck Series, Saturday with the Xfinity race, and Sunday the Goodyear 400 at Darlington. Coming up next, I'm going to stick around and watch this one. NASCAR Race Hub Special, Best of Radioactive.
Always something to hear and see.
Thanks to Bobby Labonte, Joey Logano for racing their sims here in studio, and to all the NASCAR Cup drivers who participated in the eNASCAR iRacing Invitational from the track that once again has proved to be too tough to tame. Congratulations, Erik Jones.